Yo, it's your man Jam C,
Yo, 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 it's your favorite Republican was popping.
and we are back. The squad is back, going vocal as always.
Word, talking because we got lips. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Happy New Year to everybody. The top of the year. Happy New Year.
Yo, it's about to be, Black History Month coming. Black History
Yeah,
Month.
the history of blackness. They trying to eradicate that shit though.
Word, that's crazy. That's
Trying to
crazy.
do away
And
with it.
Valentine's Day, you should do away with that shit. Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
right.
Get rid of some
yeah,
shit. Get
yeah. Get
rid of
rid of
that.
that shit. Yeah, right. Shit. We don't need it. We don't need it. It's too close to Christmas. Get rid of that shit.
Word, nigga just be recovering from
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah, you re up for Christmas and you gotta go buy somebody some fucking gifts and shit. The side piece on the 15th, love on the
Word,
14th. Like, who
word,
got
word.
time?
Kids on the 13th.
Yeah, right. Shit. Then if you got family members who birthday, I recently discovered, and I don't know, this like must be a fun fact that there are a lot of birthdays in January. So when you think about it, and most people families, I guess they have their birthdays are like between January and February. So when you come out of Christmas, you hit the top of the year. It's a
Big
done
time.
deal.
I'm so happy and glad that my birthday ain't near no holiday. Cause jokers that's birthdays like in
Yeah,
December, you getting cheated.
yeah,
You can't even tell me you ain't getting cheated. You getting
yeah,
cheated.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because your birthday could be December 20th or December 15th, but it's like, yo,
That shit could be
you got your Christmas and your birthday the same month.
that,
I guess
that
you
shit
got
could be
it's a one
December
shot
first.
deal.
That shit could be
Yeah,
December 1st, nigga. You
you
getting
get yeah,
one
that's
gift.
it. That's it. You get the most at
One
one time.
gift.
That's it.
That's
You
crazy.
get
I'm glad my birthday don't fall like that.
yeah, mine's either. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I do wanna send some shout outs. I could do it at the end of the show though, because there's been a lot going on. You know, I've been busy.
No,
And
give
I'm
it a shout
just
out
and
because it made me think about when you said that. It made me think about somebody that we had on the show, Out Smooth. Well,
okay,
they call him Imam now. So Out
okay.
Smooth is out there really digging into the Islamic faith. You
Okay,
know,
shouts to him. Shouts to him. Inshallah.
bringing
Shouts to him.
awareness, bringing awareness to that culture and
Absolutely.
and the black culture. Period. You understand? So definitely shout out to
Shout out
Out
to the boy
Smooth.
Smooth, Al Smooth, the Imam.
I wish I knew his Islamic handle, but just calling him Alpha Quan. That's all. I'm gonna call him Alpha Quan. So I
Yeah,
don't know his Islamic handle.
shout out to Al Fuqan, Mr. Simon. Inshallah,
Mm-hmm.
everything's well with him. Um,
Yourself.
um, Peace. I want to send a shout out to my man Diesel Don. I got a few shout outs. A shout out to my man Diesel Don. Shout out to Sabi. Shout out to Double
Yes.
O. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Vita. Shout out to Rasta Ra. And I'm gonna send a shout out to Rick Rhino. Shout out, rest in peace to Tame One. Shout out to Red Man and shout out to Do It All. I'm gonna be seeing all these guys soon. Shout out to all my people, all my family out there within the sound of my voice.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout
everybody.
out to the snow shovelers.
Yeah, because everybody got hit. We got hit. You got hit, and I was sick. I just got over the flu. It was the worst. It
Nah,
was not. It
I
was
had
not coming.
I caught something on Christmas. You know, on Christmas I was in Florida
Mm-hmm.
and sick down there. And I'm like, dang. I'm telling you, getting sick is the worst. I think. What do you think is worse, getting sick in the winter or getting sick in the summer? Getting sick in the summer gotta be eyes. This
Yeah,
icest thing.
that's the worst. That is the worst.
Gotta
That
be
is the worst.
that is the icest thing ever, yo.
Yeah,
If you
that
get
is the
sick in the summer,
worst.
sweat
It
it out.
seems
Already
it's
sweating.
yeah, it seems to last longer in the summer than it does in the winter. I know that sounds crazy, but it seems to last longer.
Or we just
Um,
want to get rid of it faster in
it
the
could be that
summer.
too.
Cause you
It
want to
could
get
be
to it. You want to get outside and get to it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that could be the case. That could very much be the case. Um, something came. I know we talked. a few weeks back, maybe like a month or so back, we talked about no contact. And it was something
Yeah.
that we saw Oprah did a segment on that with estranged family members or not being able to get along family members. And Republican Lou and I was talking off camera, and and Lou raised the question. It was like, yeah, but what if you pass away? If you don't have no contact, who do you leave your belongings, your personal effects, or your estates to? Who do you leave that with if you don't have no contact with nobody in your family? And how does that? And what does that look like?
I think the conversation was a little bit different, but it was it went along those lines, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it was more so like if you and your kids have a rocky relationship, do you leave them money once you decease? And so we were going back and forth about that, and Jam seen it one way, and I understood his way, and I'm not saying that I don't see it his way either, and I was saying it another way as well, like, well, granted, I do look at it like, even though we may not have the best relationship, right? But who's to say whatever little bit of change that I'm gonna leave them, or the change along with my absence, don't turn their life around. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a 50-50. They could either hit rock bottom even more, being depressed, or they could turn it around and realize, like, yo, I don't got that support no more, and I got a little bit of change to just get myself a little bit better. Maybe I could buy a car, or maybe I could get, a suit for an interview now, or maybe I could pay some old parking tickets, or get caught up on some child support, or whatever the case may be. You understand? That money can catapult them into a better situation. It can. But then, and on the flip side of that, it can, they can just use it and turn up with it. You understand what I'm saying? Who knows? But your stance on it was a little bit different than mine's was in regards to leaving, you know,
Oh,
inheritance or policies or something like that.
yeah. See, I'm of the mind like this, and my stance in that is, what if we're in a position where there's no respect for both sides? Like in the case where one of the topics that one of the subject matters that they had on her show was that these people did not speak to their parents or family members at all. And
Right.
like I could be transparent in my situation. There was a period where I didn't speak to my daughter in 3 years. So let's say within that 3 year span, and when I say not speaking, we wasn't, and I'm gonna be, excuse my French, I wasn't fucking with her at all. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't fucking with me at all. And so when you're in that position and something happens to you and you're dealing with somebody who clearly may not respect you. Not that they don't love you, but they don't respect you. You might not respect them. It could be on the other side too. What do you do? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair to leave your worldly goods to them despite your feelings, or you may not feel respected for it? Because I'm in a position where I feel like if you don't respect me, I'm not giving you nothing. That's just point blank. You know, I actually have other family members that I probably could do for who need this, who could be a use of some of the things that I leave forward. I don't think it has to go to your immediate family just because they're your immediate family and that's because they're yours. I just think that you help the people that you feel could use it, even if your children could use it. But if they don't respect you, I mean, come on, let's talk about that.
No, I get it. I get it, and I think our kids and our kids in general, I think they take what we do as parents for granted until they become a parent, right? And then they can kind of see how hard that is, right? And it's not as
Mm-hmm.
easy as they thought it was, or maybe as easy as we probably made it seem like it, or whatever. Then they get a better understanding of, like, oh no, this, I see what they did. I see why they did what they did. I see why this was happening or whatever, whatever, whatever. Oh, I didn't understand the relationship that my mother and my father had, and maybe that's why they weren't together. And I only heard one side of the story, so I tend to choose that side that I heard. You understand what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then the disrespect could come in, but I do get like, yeah, it's hard. It's a hard pill. I'm telling you, that's the hardest pill to swallow when you got them kids that's being disrespectful, and they
Yeah.
still want to eat off your plate, and they still want to eat off your plate. You understand? And at the same time, we still have an obligation as a parent. You know what I'm saying? Ah, we got
How
an
about this?
obligation. We got an obligation. But damn.
Yeah, it's tough, but again, you ever look at those? Remember they used to have. I don't think they made shows like that no more. Remember when they used to always have those shows where the wealthy person would pass away, like the movie Brewster's Millions, something like that, where the wealthy person passed away but left all of the wealth to the maid or the butler.
Mm-hmm.
And the purposes for that was because those were the ones who cared for them, where their other family members probably just was using them while they were alive. But the maid and butler were the one who took the time that actually showed that they cared or loved that they're the person that they was working for, and really showed real emotion when that person was sick. The maid might have went out of her way, may have stayed over the night, or maybe went to the hospital with it and was became more of a caregiver more or less than just a maid, whereas the family members was just shooing them off and letting them go. So, and I think that was the point that those movies was making. So it's sort of like how if you leave your estate to somebody, of course you're going to leave it for the people that really showed you within your last several years of your existence. You're going to leave it to the people who was the closest to you at that given moment in time, and not so much as the people who pretty much put you on the shelf and forgot about you.
Yeah,
And
and
you're saying because it's your kids, your thing is because it's your kids. Nah, I gotta leave my kids something, man. I just can't do without. But what I was saying to you is, what if the kids, like on that show, that this lady was saying her family was straight disrespecting her new husband, her new family, the mother and father being straight belligerent. And it was like, yo, that's crazy. Or you being belligerent, or your kids being belligerent to you. And you're saying you're on your deathbed, your kid has been belligerent, just straight disrespect you, fuck you, for And you're saying on your deathbed, you still feel like you gotta leave your children with something. I leave them with a note and said, listen, I tried to tell you. And that'd be that.
no, it's crazy. And you just when you were just talking, it made me think of something that literally happened in my own family, right? And I remember a family member, like a pillar, older person, died, but she took care of my uncle, right? Because he was young. My uncle that was younger than me, she took care of him, and he was in line for everything. Everything was his to take, right? Couldn't nobody get in the middle of that. And she passed away, everything was his, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as she got older and got, sick and, you know, in and out of the hospital, needed to go to the doctor's appointment, he was never nowhere to be found. My mom's kind of stepped in and started doing everything, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
this older um, relative and sound mind, right? Sharp as a tack, ain't nothing wrong with her mind. She went and changed all that, right? Put
Mm-hmm.
everything into my mother name. Boy, that nigga was up feeling away when everything was. They tried to they tried to fight the policy. They tried to call the funeral home to change stuff. Like it was
Wow.
nasty. It was nasty. But it goes to our conversation was though, and I feel that part because I felt how she felt. Like, but when I really needed you, you wasn't there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm gone, and you think you're supposed to reap the benefits of all my hard work and labor. No, I'm gonna give it to somebody that was there for me when I needed them. You
Yeah.
understand? So I kind of you winning me over a little bit because if they not there when I need you, then why should I bless you? You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Now, if the kids is younger and can't really do for themselves, you understand what I'm saying? Then that's another story. But if my kid is grown and an adult, and you couldn't be there for me when I needed you, then you probably ain't gonna get nothing. You understand what I'm
You
saying?
gonna get
Right,
gonna
you
get canned
probably
goods. That's
right,
perishables.
right. You could probably come up in here and get a few pictures or something. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? But that'll probably be it. You understand? You can have that. You can have that right there. You know, you got to stand
yeah,
behind.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but nah, that is true though. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, you wasn't there when you was like Kobe said. You wasn't in the gym shooting with me. Was when I was
But
in the gym.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
nah, I get it. I get it. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. I get it.
And
Cause
and it's important because a lot of people don't understand. Like, I was reading something. I'm a paraphrase when I say this. It was they were saying how, like, when you have no contact with family, proactive estate planning is allegedly, it's essential to prevent estranged relatives from inheriting or challenging your wishes. So, so even though you might be on the outs to what you just said, if you're on the outs with somebody, there should be somebody like you said. It was your family, your other family member, your mom's, who was able to take over when the uncle wasn't there. So it was somebody else you could bounce that off too.
mhm,
So that's important. So I know in my case or your case, if it was me in that situation and I had no contact with my child, then I would have to bounce that to somebody else who's I guess the next closest to me or the next proactive family member in my family to leave it off to. And that's the one good thing about having family, because you don't actually have to go outside your family to leave your stuff with somebody
correct,
else. You can
correct,
leave with
correct.
anybody who gives you the love and that you feel. Or if you feel like a stranger, you can leave with a girlfriend. You can leave with a best friend. I mean, I don't think it's agnostic of anybody, but it's the people that's the closest to you at and your demise, for lack of a better term.
It's crazy. Like I kind of forgot that this was gonna be the topic, but I was literally having a conversation just before we went up, and they were talking about and I was just saying how when people are on social media and they invite other people into their lives, you got to be open to all this scrutiny that comes with it, right? So if you want to be
Yes.
a, a influencer, or you want to be do a podcast, anything, right? You got to be
Mm-hmm.
open to the fact that you're inviting people into your lifestyle, into your household,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
just so happy we was having this conversation, and the young lady was telling me about how Giselle, uh, Giselle? I don't know, Bryant, Giselle Bryant, Jamal Bryant, ex-wife on
Mm-hmm.
Housewives of Potomac, and she was fighting for her father's estate, and she
Mm-hmm.
lost. She lost it, right? She
Oh
lost.
shit.
She lost. She didn't win, and them
Mm-hmm.
people that was fighting against her obviously won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get people that's on social media. Everybody got their feedback. Oh, if your father wanted you to have some, he'd have left you some. I don't know why you chasing after them people. Blah 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 blah. Like people don't know how to allow you to have your life and live your life. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yes.
and I know I'm probably going a little to the left with this, but it goes to the same thing. Like if somebody gonna leave you something, they just gonna leave it to you. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like it is what it is. Like if you've been around, you could have influenced them to leave it to you, but you wasn't.
Yeah.
So being that you
Yeah.
wasn't around, so it is what it is. It goes to the next person. You know what I'm saying? So that's
And
how I look at it.
and then to the nature, what was their relationship like, and is it really that deep if somebody doesn't leave you something? Is it really that deep? I mean, like, these are worldly possessions. So my thing is it really that deep in some cases?
Yeah,
Um, because people really be, when somebody passes on, I mean, that's when the fight breaks out.
the vultures
Where we
come.
where people supposed to come together, the fight breaks out. I went through
Vultures.
that. My grandparents passed. My uncles and aunts was at each other's throat for coins.
The vultures come out, and if you don't
Yes.
have your thing, if you don't have your thing spelled out from letter
Yeah.
to letter to letter, like you know what I'm saying, like you oh and yo, it's so crazy because Aretha Franklin, her kids is, and her peoples is going through all that
Yeah.
catfighting for that money. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get the
Yeah.
correct value of what her estate was, and then they over there going catfighting for that little for that piece of change. You understand?
Yeah.
So you just gotta one get your order, have your business in order, right?
Yeah.
And then or you may just be like, well, I'm dead. Y'all fight over it if y'all want to. Ain't got nothing to
Right.
do with me. Y'all figure it
Yeah.
out. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a cold, cold world we live in, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only one that I do know, and I'll say this in closing, his estate was really it must have been well thought out, well prepared. Prince. I don't know how much they went after, but Prince, all his siblings got a equal. And I could be saying this wrong, but I know they all have shares of his estate. Individual. I think he had like six siblings, I think, and all of them got an inheritance from him, from his estate. And I didn't hear anything about them bickering about anything. If anything, they probably went after what his worth was, but they all equally got something from his estate. Um, so without it being a public uproar, at least from my knowledge and from what I
But,
read.
but look how crazy that is, right? People just waiting around, just plotting for when you go in the ground.
Yeah, that part.
See what
Or
they
so it
can get.
seemed like that. Yeah.
See what they can get. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Hmm.
mean, listen, it's an unfortunate but fortunate thing. We all gonna pass away.
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, only God knows. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just sad. It's just the thing that when you're in, like, when you get diagnosed and you know you're going, and we did this show years ago called Me, in cases like that, where if you know, then what do you do and who do you leave things with? How caring is somebody going to be involved with your life at that point when they know they got something to gain? You think more people going to start showing care and concern for you when they know that? If somebody knew your death date, and you would think that they would care more, or they would just still treat you the same if they
Now
know it was something, if it was a bag to get.
they gonna put on that facade. They're gonna put on that
Yeah, so
facade so they
I'm
can get what
sure.
they can get what they came there for. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm sure. Sheesh. Listen, man. All
I'm telling y'all right now, it ain't enough to fight over with me. So it's just enough to make some fried chicken, some macaroni salad, and you might have to add a little money to that to get a couple more cans of tuna, yeah, for the
yeah,
repast.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
shit. I tell you this much, yeah. I mean, listen, love your family member in spite of all the worldly possessions you can get from them. And if you don't have any contact, listen, I'm open. If you don't have no contact with family members, leave that shit to charity. If leave pick a charity of your choice and leave it with charity. Leave it with somebody less fortunate if that's the
yeah,
case. But
definitely.
don't leave it to people who don't deserve it. Um, but definitely plan your estate. Plan your estate. Figure that shit out. Get some life insurance. Plan your estate. And leave it for people that really genuinely have your best interests at heart. I mean, or even if it appears that way, because you really don't have no way of knowing who's really in there for you until you really in your struggle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I second that. I second that. So, with all that being said, man, kids act right. If this message resonate with you, right, then do what's right. Like, no, we ain't even got to tell you to do what's right because you're already gonna do what's right. But
Mm-hmm.
don't curse me in my grave if you don't get nothing either. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Don't
right.
curse me in my
Me
grave
neither.
if you don't get nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Cause
Yeah.
you got it's just like anything in life. Whatever you put in is what you're gonna get out of it.
Get out of it.
So if you
Yeah,
ain't put nothing
facts,
into this relationship, then you can't expect me to leave you nothing either.
facts, facts.
So
Listen,
that's how I go.
all right, you got to get your shit together, man.
It's not really a get your shit together. I'm gonna flip it a little bit. I want to give like flowers to like the journalist Don Lemon for
Okay, shout out to
for
him.
for standing up for the protests of
Mm-hmm.
and that ISIS killing in Minnesota, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to kind of give him his kudos and his flowers because he's only doing what the First Amendment says. We have the freedom of speech, and
Mm-hmm.
he was expressing his speech, and you get federal agents to lock him up. So I want to give flowers to Don Lemon and just keep up, keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah,
because what you do is allowing us to speak freely like we do. You understand what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly.
And if people are getting thrown in jail because of their thoughts or what their their freedom of speech, then it's gonna be a lot more. The jailhouse is gonna be full of people um, expressing themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give flowers to Don Lemon for what he's done.
I second that bouquet of flowers. I second that. Shout out to Don Lemon for that and for everything he stands up for. We salute you. We support you.
Definitely.
You are, I guess is I can say this, but you are our hero right now. You're currently a hero to me.
And he's
And
always been.
salute you.
We've seen plenty of clips and videos with him standing going against the machine. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Like he goes against the machine, and I guess that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you have to do if you want to be authentic in journalism. You understand what I'm saying? So
and it's with all due respect. It's not like he's blatantly disrespect
no,
anybody.
not at all, not at
He's
all.
he's one of the journalists that will speak his truth. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the power of being able to expression. We should be able to express ourselves how we see fit,
Agree,
respectfully, because he's not
agree.
disrespecting anybody. It's like we living in a time where the Trump and I hate to say, I say Republican because that's the choice he chooses, but I have to be honest when I say this. Donald Trump is not really a Republican. He's just Donald Trump. He just happened to pick a party, and that party is falling victim to his shit. So that's just one man who's yeah, that's it. So he's destroying the how politics is run today. He's tearing it apart, and for this will forever change the country after he leaves office.
For real. And Black History Month is upon us. And if they take it out of the schools, our kids need to be able to get it from somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
let's be very active this month on social media, getting Black History stuff out and making sure
Yes,
we talk to these kids, because if they take that stuff out of the schools, where they gonna learn their history from? You
let's
understand what I'm
start. Yeah, let's start enlightening each other. Yeah, post some Black History moments, some Black historians that we don't usually hear about, who discovered this, that, and the third. Let's salute some unrecognized heroes that we all don't know about. We know about Dr. King, Malcolm X. We know these figures because we hear about them all year long, especially during Black History Month. But let's start naming other people who don't get a lot of shine, because Black people have done some great things over the lifespan.
Yeah, definitely, hands down. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So that's my. I don't have a get your shit together, but I'm giving bouquet of flowers out.
And I piggyback off that, and again, it's your man JMC,
It's your favorite Republican.
and we've gone vocal. Peace.